Unfortunately, this is a fact of life of doing permaculture work almost anywhere for me. If I get my hands dried out from working with the soil or working on projects of any kind, building, even if I'm intermittently wearing gloves, there's certain things you can't wear gloves for. Things that have a lot of water or any kind of fluid, you're gonna get your gloves wet, start getting weird blisters and whatnot. So there's a trade-off. You're always gonna be at some level in contact with grime and dirt and whatnot. And so in the city, it's even worse. And that's an area where my skin is cracking, and luckily it's not infected, but it is extremely painful when it gets bumped, and it just tends to happen a lot. So I'm trying to keep it from getting infected and trying to keep it dry and disinfected naturally with this turmeric powder, which I carry in a small container on my person in a little mini first aid kit, so that anytime I have a cut or scratch or scrape, any breach of the skin, blisters, bites, anything that could possibly irritate me or open up a risk of infection, I immediately treat it and coat it with this, what I call powdered skin. It's basically like an instant scab. It will absorb blood and other fluid from blisters and whatnot, and just keep it from running everywhere, and it prevents me from needing to use band-aids excessively. And normally I'll wrap gauze and tape if it's a deeper or worse or bigger wound than something like this. But I've had this before. I'm confident that just keeping it dry and trying to avoid it's an unfortunate paradox that you can't really wash your hands completely because it'll worsen it, so you have to let it dry.